Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Come on in the room. We are back, immediately back from the last live, Reasonable Doubt. If you watched that after this, go back and run that live up. That was a good time. But we are back to talk the morning show season 4. Let me know in the chat how you feeling on this Good Friday night. Tyra, how are you? And are you ready to get into season 4, episode 1 of the morning show? Are you ready?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm great.
You know what?
And I am
Hell yeah.
very ready because the episode was fantastic.
It was good TV. Now, I will say this. I came into here a little scared. I was a little bit scared because the way season 3 played with my time and attention and pissed me all the way off until about them last 2 episodes, I was so aggravated and I said, "Oh, they lost it. They lost the sauce." But baby, when we came over here, to season 4, they said, "F all that. We're back to what built us. We're back to the drawing board and we fixed it. We fixed where we messed up." And we're not going to belabor the point. I do want to say hey to everybody. Hey, pretty girl, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, books, girls, and purrs. Good to see you, Leslie. Good to see you. I saw you have a birthday coming up, pretty girl says. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Hey, Anakin, not Vader. Good to see you back again. What's up, Aisha? I hope you're doing good, sis. I hope you're doing good. Kay says, snitching is in her DNA. Absolutely. I have a poll up in the chat, and I want to know from you guys, is Bradley going to snitch at some point this season? Because we know the alphabet people got her. They got her by the short hair. So what is she going to do? Hey, y'all. But let's get into it, Tyra. We start here every single time. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Are you... I need to know overall thoughts for this first episode. Did it leave a mark? Did it make an impression? And what did you think in comparison to the other seasons?
Girl, I said that's y'all trying to throw rocks and hide your hands. I saw that last season. I saw it. I saw what y'all did. Don't try to come back and do something fabulous now. Girl, the way I was over it, because let's not even be cute about it. I feel like we really started to lose our way season 2. And then by season 3, it was really going downhill as far as what I felt like this show was trying to represent. We brought it back. We brought it back real nicely, real cute. Like, I was very shocked. I had no expectations going into this. I was like, we're just going to see and watch it for the hell of it. Because if you kind of disappointed me with the past 2 seasons, clearly whatever notions that you had to be so concise with every single character and have damn near a perfect first season, you lost it. And it's just gone. Sometimes we only get that everybody gets one. Shout out to Spider-Man. No, they came back. They came back. This first episode has me really intrigued as far as where we are going with everybody. I love our renewed introductions. Shout out to Aaron Pierre because that's Mufasa. Yeah, it's cooking, and I'm so happy for it because I was like, how can you execute something so great the first time and then just let it fall by the wayside? Hello? No, they brought it back. I'm happy for them. Congratulations. Congratulations.
They said don't call it a comeback. Listen, because again, same. Because they really, I struggle a lot of times when art imitates life so heavily, and I feel like a certain agenda, a political agenda, is being pushed down our throats. I think there's a way to send a message and to be very present in a moment without it being overkill. The first half of season 3 is just like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Like, we get it. We get it. We get it. And I feel like they lost the plot in that. But now, immediately, y'all, we have a premise, honey. We had action packed. We got mess. We got tomfoolery. And I think we're back at the core of who these people are. Not just Bradley, but Alex, but Stella, but Mia. It's back to the heart of who these characters that they initially introduced were. And I do think it's interesting how it's been the same cast, the same writers, showrunners, and how we kind of lost it. But I appreciate that. I love a good comeback story. I love a good comeback kid, Tyra, and I was well pleased. I said, oh, they had something to prove, Tyra, because I think I watched it ahead of her, and I was like, yeah, I think they got something to prove because they're cooking. It's cooking with hot grease. We're over here. But let's get into all of the things because I've got it stacked up. So the title of this episode was My Roman Empire. And I just wanted to put a little pop culture definition in here because I'm not sure if everybody knew or understood what that meant, but it's internet slang for a topic, person, or idea that you think about frequently and often, bordering on an obsession, akin to how the historical Roman Empire dominates many people's contemplation. Now, where they got that from and why the Roman Empire is on people's minds 24/7, I'll never know. But so, and I think you can kind of take it with this episode, whatever is kind of like that forward facing, front facing thing. And at this point, in my perception, everyone who works at UBN now, it's about, am I going to be here tomorrow? Are we going to land this Olympics deal? And what is our career and the fate look like? But I think there's other pieces to that. In Stella's story, something different. With Bradley, something different. And even with Alex, something totally different. Tyra, did you take any notice of the title of this episode? And does it land for you?
It's very rare that I read the title of any episode. I was like, oh, it did it now. It's set to My Roman Empire. I wouldn't have known. Unless it's a show where I know like the title ties in and it's, that of grave importance. A lot of the times I'm just really not, I'm really pressing the skip button and double tapping. But I can see how this ties in. I can definitely see how this ties in because that is the subject at hand. I am so glad we made our way around this becoming the news. Because I was telling Ashley, like, Ashley, this is just becoming the news. And the news is kind of a bygone era, and it can come off as like predictable and boring. And it's like the old way to receive your media. So I really wanted them to get into the devastation that is happening around media overall in news because it's not in the forefront as it would have been, 40, 50 years ago. And so you're getting your
Yeah.
access and information from this one place. So I like that, even though how we got there via last season, that's that. But I like that they're showing that we are suffering. It is hard in this day and age to, capitalize and gain an audience just based off of how we would with the news back in the day. I think they found their way to where I was wanting them to get to for the season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What moving into streaming looks like, the advent of social media and people getting their news primarily from those sources. I think that's cool. So we open up the episode and girls, the damn AI Olympics is what I'm going to call it because we have this screen of Alex announcing for the Olympics, but they're using AI, to be translators for her in all of these 15 different languages. And we're rolling this out to the staff. The Olympics is a pivotal deal for the new network post merger. And so this is really going to solidify everyone's fate with the network and what that looks like. What did you think about the introduction of AI in the series and what this could mean? Because immediately the people were like, is AI taking our jobs? Well, what does
Yeah,
this mean?
I appreciated it. I was like, y'all finally get it. It felt like they were grasping at whatever was topical in the year that they were writing or whatever it was. And we would just, oh, we're going to get into the, Houston, we have a problem type situations and, women's rights or, like Epstein type. It's just, we were just kind of being formulaic. Okay, we're going to take this and the vid, and it's going to be the main focus of the show, and we're not just really going to delve into anything around that. This is something very now, but it's also not like in the news. It's just something that we're all having to accommodate and adjust for because if you don't, attest, then you're going to get left behind. I think that it was a genuine concern for everybody to be up in here. So how much time do I got? How much time do I have before I'm booted out of here by AI? I like this because with a lot of this show being so grand, it's not too many moments here surfacely where it's like, oh, that's really relatable. This is every job, damn near.
Yeah.
Right? So I appreciated this, and this was the first thing that I was like, oh, okay, I like. I didn't know that you guys, had the capacity to go here because these are the things that I was thinking about the entire time. The emergent sense of technology in media and just in general, maybe the news is being affected. Why do you not talk
Mhm.
about those things? But we're here, and I was happy about it just to know that we already have lost so much with the bid situation. And we've had, cancellations and losing people that way. And now we have AI coming in. Baby, how long before this is just an empty building?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the question. So we kind of had an idea in the terms of what happened at the end of last season when the big merger didn't go through with John Hamm, honey, because he was despicable. And we know that NBN was now to the table. So UBA, NBN, now UBN. And not only are we addressing mergers and AI, but several layoffs that have taken place since the merger and what the future of UBN looks like. And it really looks like it's all contingent upon us being able to have coverage of the Olympics as the primary coverage for that. What did you think about Alex fielding questions in this meeting and our new addition, Ben, here? Is he going to be pivotal to the story? Because they said over half of their staff was laid off, is what one of the ladies in the room said.
I don't know. We will see. As much as I love this show, we have a way that we deal with our black characters, or just characters of color in
Period.
any way. They tend to kind of get the short end of the stick, and then when we do start to maybe get invested or want like an up check in their narrative, they're gone.
Mhm.
So I just wasn't in the way that he was presented. They're just there. They're just there. It's like, oh, it's a new. They treat it like it's an actual news station. Oh, this is just a new hire, which is like, well, yeah, we don't know him. Can we please get it? They did the same thing with Nicole Bahari's character.
Mm-hmm. So we're in there.
Know, we're just there. Like, no, we still need some intel in what purpose is this character going to serve? Because they have their phase that they fixate and focus on, and then we tend to have from what we see new characters introduced. Like, is he going to matter? Is he just I like how it's a lot of this show often is like life imitating art because to their own detriment, a lot of the actors they do give like boxes checked and hires. Like, okay, we got
Mhm.
three black people on the show. Are they doing anything though? Are they serving a purpose? It's giving
Yeah.
DE. It's weird, but I hope that we do get more from him. But based off of this, it didn't feel like he had a lot of control in this situation. He was just
Mm.
this shot that, well, we're going to rein it in. We're going to just, consolidate and come back tomorrow and maybe try it again. But, it just felt like some things were getting away from him. They didn't present anything with him for it to seem like, oh, he knows exactly what. Like, maybe I'm a tech guy. I didn't sign up for this. I don't know what this is. But baby, Alex over here, Alex is gonna Alex. They have this turn with her character to where just the Alex we met just could give a damn. So a lot of
Period.
the time at this point, and I know maybe it's just character growth. I do actually care now, so I'm gonna conduct this interview the way I want to and ask the questions that the people want to know. Girl, if you are not okay, blink twice. If this was a risk that she was taking, but this felt very Bradley and not so much Alex to me. But maybe
Mm.
Alex is a person.
She said Bradley coded because really Alex still don't give a damn. That's why we're over here, and I'm like, really, girl, because you can don't what is it? Don't stand on my shoulder and piss in my mouth. Don't do that, Alex, a freedom fighter, Tyra, because we meet a young Roya Nazari who is from Iran and is on the fencing team for the Olympics. She's there with her father. They're sitting down with her in the US on the morning show to have a conversation about how she feels. This is going to be her first Olympics, all of those things. And as she's greeting the father, he slips a card in her hand that says, "We want to defect." So quickly, I kind of have to vet these two and see if she's on board, if he's on board. And then baby Alex pulls one of her Alex stunts and they're spirited away in the black SUV, honey. A crash ensues because we're surrounded by Iranian guards. Do you buy Alex as a freedom fighter, as one who was going to take immediate action in this way? I was like, girl, who are you? Are you Rosa Parks? Like, are you Harriet Tubman? What is happening here? You're a freedom fighter now. Okay, sister.
Alex said she needed me. They needed my help. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is just different. Uh, the old Alex is just very self-indulged in that way. So what we've gotten from her, especially last season leading up into this one, that's all like they're trying to like move some things around with as far as what we were presented with her character at first, because I wouldn't think so. This doesn't like benefit her in a way. This is like more so a detriment the station. Like, girl, you're causing chaos. You were only supposed to do X, Y, and Z. This in the Olympics. Like, she's always kind of stirring things up. I'm more so looking forward to Alex's like kind of wake up call,
Mm.
because a lot of the time she does, these big grandstanding things, and it's just like, yeah, I did it, and what? It needed to be done. They
What do
needed my
you
help. You don't understand, like, what would you have done? What if it was you? What if it was your daughter out there lying in the street, huh? Like, there's that, but at the same time, like, how many situations are you gonna allow her to get the station into before it's like, okay, yeah, you can go? Like, what are we doing here? I don't know, but this felt more Bradley coded than Alex, but maybe they're trying to paint her in a different light and give her a sense of caring where she didn't have it first season.
But I mean, reckless abandon in this moment. Because sister, did you think about any of the fallout? Like literally, and this will be an international incident. Like this is not just a, And again, moving without all of the facts, I wondered if there was another way, to prolong this interview, maybe delay something so you could get some background, see who these people are before you move. But what do you do in that situation if someone is from a total authoritarian, situation, country, and they want to be free? What do you do in that moment? But I agree, this was definitely more Bradley coded, but Bradley's not there. Brad's not there. So
I don't know, because them ages everybody was giving, I kill all three of y'all. I will pop everybody in this station
listen,
all about behind you. Like, girl, you're jeopardizing us as well as yourself, all
that's what
because
I'm saying.
this needed to be done. Ma'am.
Girl, what did it by you? Call some professionals, sister, like her daddy said, but we'll get into it. Corey is out west in the middle of seeming wildfires and putting out fires on the set of his own movie that he's trying to make, which is kind of his dream. Corey is happy in whatever situation he is. He's like, okay, it didn't work out on that side. Let me go over here and make me a movie. I can do this as long as I'm in the media. I have the vision. I have the foresight. But what I want to know is Corey coming back. I like his weird ass, and I want him back with the morning show. I want him
I like
back.
Corey too. Corey grew on me. It took a minute because, by the time he was standing with Bradley in that elevator, I was like, "You too, sir. What is your agenda? What are you here for?" Corey is very strange, a weird bird, but he works here. He works in this environment, and I would like to think now at this point he's realizing that the station meant more to him than he thought. Because at first it was giving throwaway. Well, I'm just good at it. I just like it because, yeah, I like the to wake up and the cup of Joe and just the agenda, the driven and to make things happen. Yeah, but I could give or take this. I really don't care. You do, you
You
did.
do.
It hurt him. It touched him on the inside part when he lost that job. It hurt his feelings. Corey, the filmmaker, I didn't care when they presented this a couple of seasons ago. I don't care. I don't care. Corey is gonna thrive and make something happen and be like driven in any facet. He's gonna
Mhm.
find success, but we need him down at the news station. We need him there. I like his little quirky self and the agenda, but also kind of being honest, being wrong, but kind of being right. He's just so indifferent in such a perplexed character. But over here and us having to go on the set to see what Corey's doing, yeah, I don't want to do that too long.
Yeah, hurry up and get back to New York. And I do, because I do, and I like that his character is seemingly nuanced, right? Because early on, you're like, is he a predator? Isn't he? You meet his mom, and you're like, oh, she battles mental illness. There's other stuff that's going on beneath the surface, and he's really a feminist. Ultimately, no, he would never, do that. He didn't lie to them people for Bradley. Like he's a complex man. No one understands him but his woman. Shaft. You dig it? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about Corey. I adore him. Bradley's teaching Tyra. Bradley is teaching as an adjunct, is what I'm assuming over here. And she look as miserable as she do in this picture. Tyra, what do you think about her new chosen profession, or what she's doing in the meantime? Because she can't do nothing else.
Don't piss me off, Bradley. They were giving me that season two when we went over there, and Alex thought she was going to write the books that made the whole world sing all the way down there in that blizzard tiki hut off on the range. It's like, girl, why are we here? You and your turtleneck storming the weather. Get back. We know you're going back, ma'am. I'm not going to entertain you in this community college, ma'am.
Tyler
I
said, "Get this."
Girl, because when she's like, yeah, no, I'm actually happy doing what I'm doing. Those who can teach. Those who can't. They say, yeah, I'm actually fine. You are not. You're lying. You're a
Miserable.
liar, Bradley. You are lying. Like, yeah, the teaching is a means to an end. But if you're lying and saying like I'm content here, I don't care if I never see another news station. I'm just going to be teaching sometimes. Bradley, stop lying to yourself. I don't want you here. Either.
Oh Lord, yeah, we know that building can't hold her. Bradley, introduce our new CEO, Stella, new but not new, and looking very. I mean, girl, did you go to a spa? Did you go to a retreat and get your life together, Stella? She looked so haggard last season. I didn't know what was going on. And now meet Celine, the strategist, who apparently has orchestrated this entire Olympics deal. She's a big deal here, honey. She's walking through there in couture, honey, in the network hallways, acting like she's running something with her British accent. Immediately, I hate her. Tyra, talk to me about these two. And is Celine going to grow on us? I mean, ultimately, she is seemingly the injured party in all of this, but I still don't like her. Talk to me.
Celine lost me when we let that lady lick up that liquor off the table. I don't.
Oh, Stella? Yeah.
Yeah, Stella. Stella lost me with that. Um, I do like Stella's character because she is very male centered and she is a person of color, but she seems to have no allegiance or forethought beyond what's best for her. But she's also, a victim. She's like everybody's just very, very complex. But when that lady had to lick up that water liquor off the table last, I can't look her. I don't want to see you, ma'am. But this new CEO, their dynamic is very interesting because we do have the information that we learn later. So where we really didn't cut for her with the liquor situation, the fact that she can endure and do this is crazy.
Yeah.
How can you be in this woman's face or maybe
Girl.
thinking you have like one up, like is it just really that strong where there are no other options, like, but it's just very, it's a choice. And I do like that in a sense of kind of what we got from Corey last season with John Hamm, like you work so hard to get this equality and get up to the, and I hate that for these women, let them just be women, 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 and be great. But the same thing with Alex, like you work so hard and you want to be looked at in a certain light to get power, to
Yeah.
get seniority, and you owe me this, and we get here and we sleep around with help in a sense, like oh we consort with whatever he is to this one, a husband, I don't know, whatever it is, we
Ring
do
on.
this.
It's husband. Husband.
Like why would you put that obstacle in your way? So I just really don't know what to think when she acted like she was striving so hard last season. I really know what's best. I'm gonna consort and be over here, but if it was in my hands, Corey, I would do something totally different. But men will be men. But now we're here and we're doing
And it's
this
not.
with a smile. I
Girl,
don't know. It's scary.
Stella a cold piece, boy. I knew that last season. I knew it before last season. She's like, fire them all. I don't give a damn. We'll start over. Like like Stella has always given that I will do this by any means necessary. And I love that we're always calling her integrity into question because she's not an integral person. She has really no morals. She will do anything to get the deal done. And I think it speaks to where we ultimately see her in this episode. Now, Mia gone Mia. And immediately bring the white woman. Bring the white woman in. Our ratings haven't been this high. I have never seen someone cape. I've never seen a black woman cape more for listen, I've never seen it before. Mia is unlike anything I've ever seen. I want so much more from her character. I really, at some point, want her to recognize who she is. We've had all of these different dynamics, especially as it plays with race, and I think that's intentional by the writers. But, well, like she says last season, I lost myself. Every day I'm unearthing this other part of me that I didn't know because of this level of privilege that I sit with and sit at. Meanwhile, you're convincing underpaid Black people to stay on at a network who are clearly undervaluing them, and everyone you champion doesn't look like you. Mia, I've got issues with you, sister. And I know why Miss Pittman is here. This is much better than in Just Like That. I know why you came over here, but I need the writers in the room. And I need some of color, and I need them to get her character together. Tyra, talk to me about Mia and what's going to happen with Mia. I just,
Mia is being Mia. I had some hope for what kind of character Mia had the potential to be that first season with the whole Mitch situation. It felt like at some point she was going to like self actualize and a light
yeah.
bulb was going to go off. Never.
Mm-mm.
She is very content with being a house Negro.
Well,
She's very content. It's very, what we's gonna get that's better than what we got here, huh? Huh, Kizzy? We gonna stay on down here at the big house. Why everybody always trying to leave? Just suffer and endure. Just keep going, things will get better eventually. I do it. Like, why can't y'all? Like, she's always like the way that they kind of present her out as the wrangler. I'm glad at this moment she's not wrangling in one of her own, but this is what she does, and I feel like any thoughts I had of her kind of coming out of that and realizing that this person isn't an ally, and no, we don't stand in solidarity, and yes, I am, replaceable, and no, they don't really care about anything I have going on. I'm always going to probably be underpaid and devalued here, and I should be keeping my own and reining them in anytime they get some chutzpah about themselves. And yeah, I need to get away from here and learn my worth, and I'm going to learn mine too. I don't think that's ever happening. I think that this is just who she is because she may, there's unfortunately there may be a whole lot of men and women exactly like this in like a corporate America type of way, but she got in there and tried to do what she knew how to do, and of course we were content with that job that we had down there. But the way she can come in here and lie and put on airs and do the thing, and how alarming this was for I can't remember her name, who passed and the Mitch's victim in the first
oh,
season.
in first season, yeah, I can't remember her name
Yeah,
either, but
very reminiscent of that and how that kind of took a toll on her because she could cut it on and turn it off. And well, yeah, well, we actually, we need you here. We're like, you're a perpetual, habitual line step, a habitual liar. And that's just kind of where she resides. I want them to give her some growth, even if this is where and who she is. Have her, self actualize and accept, like, yeah, this is me. And that's that. Just have her, like, pick a side and, like, reside there and let her character flourish. But I don't want to see this, and I don't want to see her interchangeable Caucasian lovers either.
and that's the other part for me. Kay, you say Mia is giving Master We Sick.
That's the
She's trying to keep her. She's trying to keep her job, and she could have been kept her job. I think the dramatics and all of the extra things that she does is to appear a certain way to the higher ups because she wants her ranking. Like when Chip comes back, I think in season two, or season three, whenever Chip comes back, and she's basically like, "No, you can't take my spot. I'm producing." Like it's like, okay, girl, no one's here to take your lollipop. I think that at a point, and this is just my own personal conviction, I feel as though we have a responsibility as people of color when we attain or reach certain levels to offer a hand up to those that look like us. And the fact that her character centers only white men and women in her life, to me, is very and extremely problematic. And just as a character, and I get it. If this is how people move and operate in that space, fine. But I'm waiting for the white man to pull off the cupboard as we speak. I just know there's going to be another
I
one
like
this season.
I like this for Mia. Of course, I want more out of her because I know that it's there. But if this is the narrative that they're going to continue to give her, when you have like the Nicole Bahari character come, who is a black woman, she has black children, black husband, and she is, with the whole Auntie Mama narrative and those things, it needs to be give and take with the both of them. Like they need to reside in a certain space and flourish and maybe have them, meet each other where they are. Like we can have, she doesn't have to be a certain kind of black woman to be in this space, but we have this and then we have that character over there. And as far as I can see, we don't do too much of anything with Nicole. And
Girl.
even when we had moments last season where she could have, more so stood on business in an even heavier way, because baby, I'm lawyering up. I don't care what the hell you got going on. It was just more so she kind of sat down too and was content with her position at NBU. I was like, oh, you be in. No, okay. It's just they're too similar and they're different, but they're similar and not really giving as much as they could with characters here.
Yeah, I just don't feel like there's much depth to them outside of who Mia sleeps with and her vying to keep the people happy. That's all we've gotten from Mia. And as far as I believe her name is Jordan, as far as we've gotten from her, she's this athlete, but she's not gonna stand for it. But I'm gonna take this raise, kind of f everybody. I'm gonna take it. I could do a post real quick and try to get everybody else their money. But I mean, I think when you have an ensemble cast of really varied and nuanced characters, and we know you can write complex people, when you give us a Mia or a Jordan, it falls very flat. I'll give it, same with the Cuban news anchor. There's a lot we could have done with
Oh,
him, especially in the
that's
past seasons.
man.
This Cuban conservative man, like there's stuff we could have done over there with him
Was
that
he,
they
was
just.
he here? This was he here in this first episode?
I think he here for a moment. Yes, he was, because he's doing the show with Jordan, isn't he? They're
Oh,
like, yeah, they're cute.
Chris.
They're
You're saying
cute.
Chris. You're saying
Yeah.
Jordan. Her name is Chris.
Oh, her name is Chris. My bad. I thought it was
I would
Jordan.
love for, like, if we would have had Chris be a mirror to Mia and Mia be like a mirror type moment, and we just accommodate and like work accordingly and respectfully, but like, sis, I see you and I see you too, and just like a self revelation moment of, we can be two black women working here and be completely different, and that exists, like that duality and dimension. That would have been great. They just don't do anything.
It would have been great. It would have been something to see. Girl, let me. Is her name Chris? I was trying to Google her name real quick because I can't remember. That's how much we don't see her, Nicole Behary's character, at all. That's how much we don't see her. But of course, and this is supposed to say we need Brad. We need Bradley. So she goes on a road trip because Stella agrees. We need Bradley. This was the best-selling, duo that we had on the network. She was our golden child. She was perfection. Mind you, when Stella first comes in here, it gives very much, we need POC women. I don't want to see another Bradley. And now it's like, now that you're CEO, Stella, that's all changed. Anyway, Eason over here, the offer's made. And initially, no, I'm happy where I am. I want to do what I want to do. But you know what? I miss my apartment in New York. Corey kept me so well while I was there. I had 1,200 that count sheets. I had a doorman. I had car service. And now I'm in Podunk, doing this. And so this is when we find out the results of her turning herself into the alphabet people, right? And basically we find out that the brother is in the Pinta. For how long, we don't know. If they go by what happened in real life, I'm sure he'll get a pardon at some point throughout this season. But she is still under the watchful eye of the alphabet people. And if we let you take this job back in the newsroom, make sure that you're reporting back to us. Back to the poll, guys. Please vote. If Bradley gets the opportunity and gets intel, is she going to rat? Tyra, talk to me about this. Bradley coming back to the morning show, but working for the man.
Bradley frustrates my soul. The potential that Bradley had, I just feel like it's so lost upon this show. Them making Bradley this Cape Crusader, I was really here for Bradley just admitting to herself, I am not content down at the community college. Yes, I realize I do want to come back, and I'm gonna do just that. No, we had to have, these secret messages be sent to her, and like this case to put a battery in her back, because they keep giving her this strong morale and Cape Crusader narrative, and I don't like that. I thought we were getting into the place where she realized, yeah, I'm quite damaged. I'm quite
Yeah.
irresponsible. I'm arrogant at times. I'm entitled. Like, I'm not the best person to be giving out and dishing morale. And a lot of the times, the morale isn't adjacent to what's beneficial for me. I'm not maybe who I thought I was. No, we do that like, oh, this is going on. Oh, I got to do something about this because I'm Bradley. Now I have a mission. Now I can go back. No, just go back because that's what you want to do. You want to pull up in your little podunk town, your little podunk car, the little podunk community college. You did not. You did not, ma'am. But working for the man, child, if y'all not
Every
gonna
night
put
and
the
day.
if y'all not gonna put these cuffs on Bradley, don't play with me. Like I thought that we were just going to don't put the intention of her getting locked up or being the chain involved to the FBI and these secret agents. Like this opens the window and the door to so much stuff that I don't think they're prepared to explore. Like I thought that it was going to be that thing happened and my name is kind of mud. I'm just doing this job because this is what I can do. And but we can still have the same perplexed with her coming back because you did do these things and you are a liability now and it is different than it was before and kind of have the push and pull with that. This makes it totally different. Then we can I just don't know where you go with this type of storyline. It makes me nervous.
The only place she can go is to hell. And you're right, Kay. She sat up in that man's face and definitely lied, talking about we'll just be doing chicken recipes. Chicken? Yeah, just
Chicken.
chicken. That's all we talk about over here. Knowing she's got a motive. The thing about Bradley is you're right. Um, she is on one hand, has this perception of what justice and truth looks like, but in practicality she's willing to do anything and everything to save her own skin. And I think that's the common thread we see with most of the characters in this show. Ultimately, what it looks like is one thing, who we really are is something different. And later, and I have a slide for it, when she has the conversation with Alex, it's like, oh baby, you see all that in Alex, but you don't see any of that in yourself, because you've proven to yourself over this last year that you're willing to break any journalistic integrity. You're willing to cross all the lines. You're willing to commit a federal crime, baby. That's what you're willing to do. So it'll be interesting. The only thing I can see right now is that she will be privy to intel regarding the defectors, who was a really, and we'll get into that, and that she'll be feeding information to them about what's going on as far as housing the defectors. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
For how long and in what capacity? And if I don't, then what? Like, what do you do then? Like, am I going to be thrown in the slammer? Like, what does this mean? Because it gave like we own you, okay? We did you a favor. We didn't lock you up. We were lenient. You do what we tell you to do, or else. Or else what? What does this mean for the story?
Girl, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. And like I said, it can only be for a limited time. And
Yeah.
in that situation, enough is never enough. So there'll always be, the bar will continuously be raised in order to comply, which, I mean, honestly, they're blackmailing you at this point. Because if you go arrest me, arrest me. If not, then let me go about my business. Let me go my free way. But we'll see. She always ends up getting out of a
They had
jam.
to kind of double check. Like she was, I'm like, is she a flight risk? Is she on the list? Like it was like, well, yeah, we didn't say that you could go out. Go where? Chicken recipes where? New York. You're going back to New York? You supposed to stay here in New York. I was like, are you under arrest or not, Bradley?
Oh. She said, if you so much as jaywalk. I said, what are we? Is this good cop, bad cop, all in one? Like, what are we, sir? What are you talking anyway? Easing on down the road, honey. I ain't never seen Stella look so good. It made me feel like this was a role playing scenario, because the first thought I had was rage, because there's no way Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, is buying this hoe a drink over here and you're refusing his drink. Ho, be serious. Be serious. You see them lips. You see them eyelashes, you see that skin, you see that melanin, and you're gonna play in his face, Stella, looking and acting how you've been looking and acting since day one. I said something is problematic here. Something's going on. She reluctantly takes the drink. Next thing I know, immaculate hunching, and not from her. But listen, she made the faces. She made all the faces. She made all the faces I would have made. But double pump, listen, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. It's heavy. Yes, I'm objectifying him. I don't give a damn. Immaculate hunching. Some of the most immaculate hunching I've seen in present day TV. Tyra, talk to me about Stella and the hunching of it all.
Girl, they play with Stella so much. I need them to pick a side and stay there with Stella, because you couldn't tell me last season with Stella in her three-piece double-breasted man agenda suits and that short cut that she wasn't transitioning and going over there to get her a woman. Or even the one last season where she had to go and help because she was, she was being Stella. Just like, no, we were friends. I thought maybe they was licking on each other. Like, you couldn't tell me that Stella didn't have a woman. This is the one. This was who when they was trying to place Bradley under that agenda and give us that lesbian relationship where it was not cooking all them seasons, and it was like, get this out of my face. We don't care about Bradley over here with this woman. We don't believe it. We would have believed it over here with her. And you gonna put this one with the Aaron Pierre? That's Mufasa. I was very surprised. I
Shocked.
saw the casting list and I was like, oh, okay, we about to put Mia with a brother. Yeah, he gonna be over here. He gonna be working, be a little hot commodity down at the news station. Yeah, it's gonna be real cute and sexy in the workplace. I never expected him to be over here with Stella. I was like, Stella, you like the man's? Girl, you could have fooled me. You could have
Oh,
fooled
no,
me.
you said the same thing. I was surprised how much she talks bad about him. Listen.
I was very surprised. But, baby, the way that we were hearing, I was like, oh, now refusing to drink. I was like, but that's more par for the course for Stella, because I don't need no man, Stella. But when we cut to the hunch, and I was like, oh, they know each other already. This is role playing. Oh, y'all know each other. And I was like, okay, I kind of like where we're taking this. It's unexpected, but okay, here we go. Immediately, I was like, after the immaculate hunching and the smog of Aaron Pierre that's Mufasa's back, girl, what you mean you don't want to stay? What you mean you don't want to get takeout? What you mean you don't want to lay up? What do you mean, heifer? In this dimly lit ass loft with red undertones, you don't want to lay in here? And it was just like, no. I was like, and then when she said like, oh, you're my biggest mistake, actually, I was like, what does that mean? We found out what it meant,
Found
but
out.
girl, Aaron P. That's Mufasa. Make sure you present more immaculate hunching in the future, Aaron.
Do it immediately. I was here for it.
Danny, double pump drop downward
Double
further.
punt. Listen, not the 1-2 punt. Listen, not as heavy. I know it is. Tiana's over there for a reason. I'm not about to play with y'all. When this man said, let's go to Tokyo and get pizza, I know a great pizza place. They only got 2 options, so you don't have to choose. I'm on my way, Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. Book you probably have a private jet. Let's go. But we didn't know what we know now. Anyway, easing on down this road, Stella's still a trash box. Now we have Brad back. Alex embraces her lovingly. Welcome back, but leave ho. If the public knew what you did, the network would be over. They said you wanted me here. No, that's not what I said. I literally said the opposite. Brad. I don't want you here because if this gets out, it's a problem. You know what? I always did wonder why you didn't put John Hamm's information out there. I always wondered why you held back with it. Oh, because it's when it suits you, Alex. It's when it suits you. But anybody else can get this work. And of course, we see this blowout. And now Bradley has it in her mind more than ever. I'm not going anywhere. I'ma stay just to spite you, Alex. Tyra, talk to me about welcome back, but leave.
Why though? Why stay though? I mean, we know why, and we want her to stay. We need her here for show purposes. But I thought they were going to figure out a different way to get her back here. At least we're being honest in the sense of in which you would think that she knows. Maybe they're going to show up and spread whatever they need to spread on your cracker to get you back at this news station. There's always an agenda. Nobody ever is, doing anything genuinely out the kindness of, we just really want you here. We're gonna no, we're down bad, and the ratings. The network is slipping through our fingers. She's problematic. It's a lot of traction going on around her. It was awful. Yeah, we might get some views. Bring her on down here. Nobody cares about you in that way. This situation here, I'm glad that we're back here. I like the frenemies in them because they were a little too buddy, and it seems like the writers are trying to give them that same crusader agenda, and I'm trying to do the right thing, and we had Alex over here trying to atone for the Mitch situation and present in a different way. No, be exactly who you were, Alex. I like that she was honest here. It wasn't like, well, yeah, because last season Alex was, yeah, of course, honey, of course I want you to come back. Yeah, it's like, yeah, girl, I didn't say that. Oh, I lied. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Why would I want you to? I love the audacity here. And it's just the double standard from them both, because the way that Bradley thinks, and we know, we were there, we saw everything that Alex took part in, all that she's done, hell, decisions that she's made after Mitch, just poor. But you get here, well, no, baby, you shouldn't even be touched now. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I don't want you down there, girl. You're not going to jeopardize what I got going on. Like, yeah, this isn't about me. My stuff is done. Everybody knows that I was over there with Mitch and them. Everybody knows. Nobody's worried about that. John Ham, who? Baby, he's gone, long gone. Yeah. When it's me, it's differently. When it's you, I'm going to handle you accordingly. Like, no, baby, I don't need you down at the station. You're a liability. I need you to go away. Matter of fact, I need you to disappear. It's like, okay, well, yeah, now I'm really coming back. This is what we want. I like the passion. I always wanted them to be at odds first season. I thought that's where we were going to go, because Bradley was coming in as such a different reporter with all of this bravado and, this do-gooder attitude, where Alex
Yeah.
was like, I don't give a damn. I have seniority. You don't know this business, girl. Like, you don't know my life. You're wet behind the ears. But no, we had this kind of team up, and her kind of taking her under her wing, and kind of Bradley going off and being a completely different character. So if we can get back to this is really good, and where we should have been at in the goddamn first place.
You're right. And I like that all cards are on the table now, because in first season it was leading towards that, but it was so underhanded and sneaky. Alex was putting on this face of, yes, Bradley, you're so welcome. And then behind closed doors, it was get the hell out of here. Hey, George, and welcome. No, this is our first season covering it. Also, I thought, no, her brother is in the Pinta. Bradley is free, but under the watchful eye of the Alphabet organization. Okay, they got her on lockdown. Now, easing on down here, an international incident. We find out that the freedom fighter Alex defected the people, child, but one of them was Iranian nuclear engineer scientist, right? So he was integral to their nuclear program there, and that's who the guards were there for. They didn't give a damn about young Nazari, all right? They wanted the daddy, and the daddy took this opportunity to leverage his daughter's celebrity to defect for whatever his purposes and whatever his reasons are. So now, because of Alex, everything's in limbo. The Olympics is in limbo. Stella's CEO-ship is in limbo. Everything is in limbo at this point. Tyra, talk to me, because this is going to far reach. This is an international incident. You don't take these people's people. Listen, you don't do that. What are we going to do from this, Tyra? Are we going to keep the Olympics? And what does this mean for UBN going forward?
Oh, we're definitely keeping the Olympics. They're keeping that. We put in too much time. I work too hard. I go through hell. They're keeping the Olympics. I just want to know how long they're going to let Alex. I've been waiting for Alex's wake up call for quite some time. I've been waiting for somebody to read her rights for quite some time, but they never do. And if they do, then things just kind of circle back around to being in her favor. So even when she messes up in such a massive way, when she makes herself as well as the company a liability, when she's not showing up for work, when they lose money, when they lose deals, when it's this, that, when she's, cross-referencing, hopping over there with madmen, it's just all too much and unprofessional in a way that she presents and does things. But it's just like, yeah, I'm Alex because I have seniority and I've been here longest. I have a seat at the table. I can do these things. It's like, no, you can't. You can't. Maybe this will be the things to kind of have her set down, because she feels kind of untouchable in a sense. And it's like, you're very replaceable, Alex. At this point, I always question, like, what does Alex bring? What does she bring, beyond, we had that upchuck with the vid situation and her being, champion there, and it was the most watched, which got her here, and they wanted to bring her back and give her that massive deal and this and that. But from the moment that she touched down and came back, it's all been bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all been bad. Even with, aside from sleeping with John Hamm, we were conspiring, and like, we own 51% of this company. It was giving like a grand takeover. It was giving Aetna. Like, what are we doing? It just seems like the anchor and the liability doesn't outweigh whatever she offered in the past and offers now. I would get Alex the hell out of there, or at least bring her down a peg to know that your sense of self-importance, it needs to stop. But yeah, they're not dropping the Olympics. They're going to try to do something to either overshadow or compensate for this. But I don't want to see Alex getting off scot free because this is one incident of many at this point.
Absolutely. And she's not. I think the issue now becomes Alex is a piece of the network. She owns a piece of the network now. So, what can they really do? It's kind of almost a vanity position at this point because there are better anchors, I'm sure. Because she always gets up there so dry. I was like, why does America like her? Anyway, George E., thank you so much for the 4.99 super chat. It says, okay, I'll tune in with y'all. But Bradley should definitely be in jail, giving two-tier justice systems. Talk about it. Talk about it. Because last
Always.
time I heard, deleting footage that could have been used is obstruction. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. But,
If it was up to this show in real life, girl, everybody at the station would damn near be in jail. Anybody who's in front of the camera, you're going to prison, but not in this universe.
now easing on over here because now I need to talk to my daddy. And Alex's daddy is Scar, y'all. The Jeremy Irons is over here as a law professor, about to be promoted to dean of the law program there at the university he teaches at. I was not expecting this. I was like, oh, he's an old professor she slept with. That's immediately what I thought when she walked into the into the class. I was like, oh God, here we go. And basically he's saying, Alex, listen, once upon a time, I thought you were going to be somebody. I thought you were a contender. You turned out to not be. You do that morning stuff, that fluff. So I'm going to send somebody over. If you could give him a few fluffy words, that's what you do, right? You used to be. She says, well, Dad, I'm actually here for something serious. Like, I remember you worked with some Iranian defectors before. He's like, yeah, we were building a constitution. Let me tell you something right now, little girl. This is above your pay grade. This is above your pay grade. Sounds like something you need to run away from. I wanted her to say, Dad, I'm already in it. Help me. But he was like, yeah, no, you can tell immediately the dynamic in this father-daughter relationship. It is not one of mutual respect at all. I think he takes his daughter for a joke. You're on that little morning TV show. You could have done something really significant with your life. Tyra, talk to me about Scar over here being Scar.
Swear, as soon as we start from the day we arrive on the land and blinking stepped into the sun. It's like, boy. I was like, oh, this is great. I love me some Jeremy because Jeremy's going to act down and deliver. I appreciated this. I find myself appreciating any moment we get to meet any of their parents. It gives you such an outlook and deep depth look into their psyche because it's like, oh, I immediately feel sorry for Alex. I was like, Daddy, damn, Daddy, Dad. Like, I was like, oh, she is just the butt of all jokes in the family and the disappointment because you could have been so much more. You spent all your life to be this fluff journalist down at the local UBN. Like, when are you gonna get a real job? Like, and you know how much she sacrificed and how serious this is for her. My thing is even getting up into this point and you trying to go touchdown with Daddy. We've had several people at this point down at the office tell her leave it alone. Whatever you're trying to invest in, investigate, and help and cater and look to, because maybe I can do a good thing. Drop it. Leave it alone. And she's just no, she's like a dog with a bone because they needed my help. This was great. I hope we see a whole lot more of him because maybe the disappointment between them both. Like, Daddy, can't you see me? Don't you see how hard I work? Didn't you see, all of the you're like, yeah, never amounted to much to me. Oh God, like, oh, me and my granddaughter, baby, we talk about you all the time like a dog. You're just such a failure. I was like, God, it's just very, very, very unfortunate, but I don't know why she's so invested in this, trying to be a do-gooder, all of a sudden. I thought we were going to get into back to who Alex has always been. She's very, if it's not about me and my movie, I don't care. I want to know what made the situation so different because she's refusing to drop it, even though it's clearly a very serious situation. And like everything else she does, a liability.
Everything. And I think he's aware. I'm curious, and I do pray we get to see more of him because he's incredible just to be in the room. He's a force. But I wonder if he will help her navigate this situation when he knows that she's enthralled in it. He does give her kind of a bit of warning that, listen, there's only two ways that this is really going to go. They'll either change his identity and basically put him in this kind of WITSEC program, the family that she absconded with, or they'll send him back, and the young girl will really just be an orphan here in America at that point because she'll have asylum. He won't. I'm very interested in this dynamic. Like you said, he clearly thinks she's a failure. You could have been somebody, and you're not. You're nothing.
You didn't want to be anybody. You never wanted to go anywhere. You never put your ass up and walk up and pay attention. You're sorry, Alex. It's like, oh my goodness.
But here's what's going on with me. I said, oh, I know exactly who this is. I know exactly what this dynamic is. Baby, you'll never be good enough, Alex. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to be good enough. Now we have Chip, honey. Chip at the bar drinking. Now, Chip is having apparently the time of his life at Cannes with his new documentary. Everybody's looked at it but Alex, because we know last season Alex fired him and he announced it. I didn't have the vid, but I sacrificed myself to be there with you. Chip, nobody told you to do that. Chip, I told you when you went over there to lay on that hoe's floor, don't do it. I knew you didn't have it, Chip. You sacrificed your life for this hoe who really could give a damn about you. She showed you twice, Chip. Now, I like Natalia Grace's daddy. I want him to come back. I adore Chip as a producer. But Tyra, are we going to see more of him, or is this it for Chip?
I don't want to see him back there. Like, unless it's something other than Alex's lackey and best good friend when it's convenient for her to get her out of a jam that she, later ridicules him for and never appreciates. I don't want to see him there in that capacity. I don't want this to be a repeat of the situations before where it's like, oh yeah, I'm down at this bummy local news station. I'm actually happy here. What the lights are off, the phone's off. Yeah, that's just par for the course. I love this job. And then immediately when Alex is in need, you come running because Alex is gonna need him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially now.
She starts to look towards when it's like, oh, I've dug myself into a hole. Where's Chip? Unless it's there as in a different business front and him immediately rejecting her, like, yeah, baby, that's not us anymore. Because she couldn't even be somportive in this moment. Like, yeah, well, yeah, let me go. I don't want to see that. What do I need to see that for? I don't have time. I don't want to watch that. Like, Alex, please, you fired him. I want to see him there in a different way, or just see him flourishing to where maybe, he's a guest. Maybe, just something different. Don't put him back underneath Alex's thumb being her lackey. I hope he knows his worth now.
I hope so. He's really laid it all on the line multiple times for her. And like you said, if he comes in, maybe he'll be Bradley's producer, or maybe he'll come in as a higher up in the network. I'd be here for that. But I did miss seeing him more in this first episode. And then finally, the big reveal of the night. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. He's a hoe. He is a whoremonger. This is a married man. A married man, and Celine is his wife, the woman who's walking hand in hand with Stella with this Olympics deal and the UBN network, and Stella is sleeping with him under immaculate hunching under the wife's nose. I said, well, damn. And this is how I knew it was crazy, because as they're walking away, she's like, hey, whatever his name is, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. And he says, hey, all right then, bye. He does not look back. Champagne and oysters with his wife. He ain't look back at this hoe at all. Stella, you know your place. You know your role. You're a Decepticon. Tyra, talk to me about this whoremonger, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, and Celine, the big reveal. Was it satisfying at the end?
Yeah, I did not expect this. Girl, he did everything but give you the business wink and the gun. See you later, pal. Yeah, catch you on the website. I was like, what is this? It would be different if they had one. If this was like maybe a chance encounter and he seduced her here at this bar and they had this night of passion, and it's like, oh my god, like you're married to the boss. I didn't know. Like, what do I do now? No, you fully knew. You've known for quite some time, and clearly y'all been immaculate hunching way before we ever got to you. Why would you make this choice for yourself? You just got this position. What kind of hatred? Like, what did this lady do? She's peeing your Cheerios. Like, what did I do that was so wrong that you had to go and link up with my husband? He ain't even do nothing but take you through there, because all it's happen is eventually, with her trying to be stiff and stoic, and it's just all about the sex, and we're never going to Tokyo for pizza. Villains are going to be caught. People are going to be caught. Why would you jeopardize your job? This isn't just some willy nilly heifer down at the station working the camera in the back. No, no. Why? I don't get it. They work so hard. Like, I feel like they go out of their way to kind of undermine the women and their positions that they get on the show when they do get up that corporate ladder. And it's just like, no, I'd rather just be seduced by a man and just jeopardize everything I've ever worked for. What? Especially her. I just knew she was over there with some coaching. I just don't. I was very surprised. I think it's going to get really, really messy. I'm here for it, but why?
Yeah, I definitely thought she was bumping pocketbooks with her friend from last season, the one who used to work for Oh Boy. I really thought she was down over there in the lady pond, but alas, I mean, we're over here, and I'm thinking for Aaron Pierre. I mean, one night only. I don't know, Tyra, but finally, Tyra. Any predictions for next episode or the rest of this season of the morning show?
Well, hopefully we get more immaculate punching from Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. Hopefully he hit her off in the morning show bathroom or something, or a broom closet. Give us some of that OG scandal, lust. Oh, we shouldn't be doing this down at the station. Love it. Give us some of that. Y'all gonna stand in this whorish behavior? Go over there and do it. I want some of that. I want to get more into Alex, Bradley, and Corey. Because, baby, she said, I'm not taking this line down. Oh, you're coming back? Yeah, Corey, we need to talk. We need to talk in a while. She's coming back. Because the way Corey stood up there in that man's place, who? Bradley? She's old news. It's been years ago. Nobody gives a damn about Bradley. What is she going to do? Come on, go in and support me. Give me that meeting. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. This is my moment. I'm Corey, the filmmaker. It's like, she's coming back into the public zeitgeist. Like,
damn it.
But yeah, I think that is going to really throw her off, her bringing Corey back into the mix any way that they can. I'm interested to see where that goes, as well as her getting some repercussions and sitting down somewhere. Alex, please, this is not going to end well for you. This is all like a link in the chain of just failure.
Not the link in the chain of failure. I'm here for it. Dominique, I give you permission. Go on and take it. That's all I could think of. I told Tyra, I said that was some immaculate hunching. Immaculate. It was good. We don't get good hunching these days on the TV. So, we got what we got. But you guys, that was it. That was the episode. Tyra, before we go, let the people know what's going on.
Girl, what is going on? What I'm leaving out?
We got Tulsa King Task on Monday.
Yeah. Make sure that you are checking out Tulsa King. I am currently wrapping up season 2. It's a very interesting show. Like, support us to talk about Tulsa King. Y'all, please go watch Task. Task is a great show. It is a really great show. If we've only gotten, those little episodes, it's so great. And it's a limited series. You don't want to miss it. Be there to discuss that with us. We may be bringing back some of the shows that we left by the wayside. Hence, maybe, I'm not even gonna lie, we ain't bringing back Peacemaker, but maybe Alien FX, maybe Outlander, maybe some of those things are coming down the pipeline, as well as some different docs and some new stuff coming. But yeah, make sure your notifications are on and hit the like button before you get out of here, please.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we have a collective Discord, which is amazing. And we do watch Task every Sunday night together there. Please, if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. But again, thank y'all for coming through. It was so fun. And we will be back next week to talk the morning show. Have the most amazing weekend, y'all.